target is the elusive shadow banker, known only as Le Chiffre, a financial mastermind with suspected ties to the criminal underworld. He has arranged a high-stake poker game at the Casino Monarchique in Paris. Our clients have deemed this unacceptable.
I've invited these people for a reason. I know their weaknesses. Mr. Rengang, he's too impatient, and Miss Bai, well, she likes a drink. Don't know about the newcomer, Mr. Smith, though. He's the only wild card. Well, this is turning into an interesting evening.
Check, check, check. Check. The name's Bond.
Unusual name.
Well, it's not, but... What's going on, guys? Welcome, welcome. Oh, whoops. Got myself playing in the background. Oh, the IO Showcase. I'm not getting audio for it. Here it is. Where's the audio? Why am I getting no audio? Okay, so it's not just me. Time to get crunk. Ah, yeah. What's up, Ash? Audio is not on for the stream. For the stream I'm looking at. Wow, they have a whole showcase of people there. That's cool. Here's the audio. Okay, so I have the IO stream on in the background. Good morning, Michael. It's not morning for me. It's evening. Mess with the webcam a little bit. I think they're just showing Hitman. The actual showcase doesn't start until... Although here's something happening right now. The actual showcase doesn't start for another 30 or so minutes. So I think this is just extra bonus stuff they're showing. Didn't even realize IO were publishing Mind's Eye. Apparently they are. I didn't realize that until recently. What do you guys think? Should I leave the pre-stream thing open? Probably not. Well, living in the future, yeah. We'll go back to the regular for now. I can mute that and find something else. Oh no. Let's turn this back on. Let's take a look. So I know this is the new game from the GTA producers. It's been getting a lot of... I don't know if I'd call it backlash. But a lot of people are not thrilled about it. I don't know what people are talking about. I don't know why people are freaking out about it. It looks cool to me. No More Heroes series retrospective from Totally Pointless TV. Good call. Yeah, what's crazy is he uploaded a new video today. He uploaded a Silent Hill 3 video today, so that's
and then just slaps
wild.
them all in the face with the fish.
It's no sleeping dogs. Well, nothing is really going to be sleeping dogs except sleeping dogs. It's one of a kind. It's a very special game. Alright, so this is all just pre-show stuff. Let me get some lo-fi in the background here. I'm not really sure what to expect from this show. Like, I know, obviously we're going to get some Bond-related stuff, but I'm not exactly sure... Turn that down. I'm not entirely sure what kind of First Light footage we're going to get. I'm hoping some gameplay, obviously, but I don't know. We're going to find out. Open world GTA style games? Well, I think they're probably going to make a comeback. GTA 6 is coming out soon. Mind's Eye, I'm pretty sure, is going to be one of those kind of open world GTA style. Of course, you could always go back and play the classics. Jak 2 is a lot like that. Honestly, I was never a huge fan of the open world stuff. It just feels like you went through all of this trouble to build this big open world, and then half the time, there was nothing to do. There was nothing to do with any of these. You just had this big empty world to run around in, but... It's still like another 20 minutes or something. No, I don't think it's quite 20 minutes. They're just showing random streamers. Are these streamers that they're showing on the showcase live right now? Or are they just showing people who have streamed it before? I'm not really sure what they're showing with these streamers. Jason, oh, there's another one. There's another streamer. I don't know if these are people that are... I think these are highlights. I don't think these people are live. Jason Rubin from Naughty Dog said GTA 3 really inspired certain aspects of Jak 2 and Jak 3. Well, you could definitely see it in Jak 2. After finishing Jak 3 recently, less so. Jak 3 has like open world segments, but it's a lot less open world overall, I think. God, it's just streamer footage. I think it's going to be another 20, 15 minutes or something until we actually start the showcase. So I imagine the most that they're going to have to show off here is they got to be doing something with Hitman. Like, they wouldn't do an entire showcase just to show off First Light, right? He's laying down. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think we're gonna get some new Hitman stuff, or you think it's exclusively gonna be First Light? Man, this is really unfortunate because I want to jump into doing videos on the Hitman games right now, but I don't think I can just stop making the videos in the Quake series, right? Maybe I can. Maybe I should. Maybe I should just jump straight into a Hitman video. That wasn't the plan, but it's looking more and more like that's what I should do. Because if I start the Hitman series and the Bond series, and that'll really complicate things. I barely have enough time to work on anything as it is. I don't know if I can introduce a new series, but I'm worried I'm not going to have time to get both of them done before the new game drops. First Spawn trailer said gameplay in summer at the end, and I assumed it would be at Jeff's show. Yeah, they did show a little something at Jeff's show at the Summer Games Fest, but not really anything. But they have to show something here. They only have 3 games. They have Hitman, they have Bond, and they have Mind's Eye. I wonder how much of this show is going to be centered on Mind's Eye. That would be unfortunate, because that's the one I'm not really interested in. I'm really more interested in the Hitman stuff and the Bond stuff. Chat does not want him. They don't know about him. Don't give him ideas. Have they said how long they've been working on it so far? I don't think they've given an exact number, but I'm pretty sure the game got announced in like 2021, which means they probably started pre-production in 2020. So roughly 4 years, which, I mean, makes me think it's probably going to be pretty good. What do you think of the guy portraying Bond? I'm not knowledgeable on the franchise, so I don't know how people are reacting to him. I am knowledgeable on the franchise, and I think he is fantastic casting. I think he looks like a perfect young Bond. People are pretty split on him. Some people think he looks too young. I don't agree with that because I really hate it when a character gets shoehorned into only being able to be portrayed in his most popular iterations. So we've only ever gotten like a middle-aged Bond. In the Connery films, he's in his 30s. The Moore films, he's in his mid-30s, early 40s. Brosnan, mid-30s. Craig starts in his mid-30s, and we get him into his mid to late 40s, I think. We've never really gotten a proper young Bond. We have gotten... The closest you had the James Bond Jr. series, which is what everybody's comparing this guy to, but that doesn't really count. If you read the Fleming books, this young guy looks exactly how he was described, just a little younger, and he very much so resembles the art of 007 that Ian Fleming himself had commissioned of the character. Could be cool to have it be earlier in his life too, because it could be some serious sequel potential if it sells well, which I'm sure it will. Well, that's what they alluded to in the reveal at State of Play. They said they're looking forward to franchising the Bond character, and I'm fairly confident they already have plans for sequels, which they should, because I think this game is going to sell very well. Yeah, and this first game being about earning the numbers, becoming 007, is going to be huge, because then subsequent games can continue from there. In other words, we couldn't ask for better adaptation in gaming form. I don't think so. I think that's not to say there's not things I think they could have done better. That's not to say there's not things I think they could... Stop telling me to think about Shadow. That's not to say I don't think that there's things that they could have probably done different. But in this modern era, with all of the caveats and all of the things and red tape and bureaucracy around getting funding for a AAA game, I think it was never going to be better than this. This is as good as it was. Okay, hang on. I think it's starting, guys. Let's switch over.
Tell me about that experience.
Oh, it was very nice. I was all the way
Is
from
him
the
having a
waiting
scar
room with
new,
Mads
or is that
Mikkelsen.
from some
He's
movie
such
book?
a
He had a scar on his
sweetheart,
left cheek in the
down to earth,
novels.
really cool
I'm
guy, so
I'm
just
currently
joking
reading
and
through the
hanging out
007
and,
novels.
But then when we came in,
Well, Austin
I
Carrot.
was
No,
with
I
others because there were
I
other people
don't
and
think that's gonna
whatnot, so-
happen.
But it was a fantastic experience.
This is I believe this is the
Really
CEO of IO
a lot
Interactive on
of
screen right now.
cheering and whatnot. So, and then when both with Mind's Eye and but also with when Bond came on, and of course when we invited Mads Mikkelsen. So.
Oh yeah, it's really cool that they got Mads
Group just came
Mikkelsen.
off, so that was good.
It was really fun to see or hear the crowd reaction whenever Mads came on stage as well. So that was really exciting. Was there anything else that was announced at Summer Games Fest that you were excited about?
I mean, besides the games that we showed, it was really great to just hang around and watch the Summer Game Fest. The whole event itself is extremely exciting.
Yeah.
It's a major thing for our industry. So it was really, really great to see all these.
Okay, I
great
think this
games
might
that
still be
announced.
pre-show.
Me as a gamer. It's not
Okay,
only
yeah,
about
it's
what I have and what
15
we're
more
showing,
minutes
but,
before
it's
the
just
show.
to
This is
see
just like a
how
pre-show
the
interview.
Industry is thriving with all this creativity.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
It really is a celebration of gaming this week. I feel
Okay,
like
cool. I think
ever
this is
since I
just
was
a
kid, this
post.
time,
We will chill on that. It's cool stuff, but okay, I'm thinking about Shadow. I see him. He's right there. He's on the ground. Rowan Atkinson, Johnny English cameo would be even better. That I wouldn't count on that, guys. I think they're really trying to take this game seriously. Evan, with all you've covered on Star Wars and Dragon Ball Z, perhaps the next franchise on your channel can be 007 video games. Oh man, have you not been in stream when I've talked about that? Yeah, I've been laying the foundation to do a series on all of the Bond games for months. Like this, the fact that this game is announced and the fact that I'm excited for it has not sparked me. I've already been plotting to do the 007 and Hitman games. So for well over a month, actually for a couple of months, my plan was at the beginning of next year, I was going to do Bond game, Hitman game, Bond game, Hitman game, and I was going to cover the whole series. The problem is with the game being announced and with it coming out next year, I'm concerned I don't have time to properly go through both of those series. Looks like they're having some technical difficulties. Hopefully they resolve that. You know, so I'm actually trying to figure out if I can grind away enough to get Jak and Daxter and Quake done so that I can do Bond and Hitman, so I can do those two series back and forth. But it's very concerning because that's a lot of work, and I'm halfway through Jak. I'm not even halfway through Jak because I have to write and edit Jak 3. I just don't know. Part of me is thinking about just taking a hiatus from Jak and Quake and doing Hitman and Bond, but it just seems like a really bad idea. I think the best thing to do is to just double down, nose to the grindstone, crank out these Jak and Daxter and these Quake videos, and then get started on Bond and Hitman. Okay, this stream... Okay, is it back? We're back? Let's give it a refresh. Is it over? Did it end? I think they accidentally ended the stream. Oh no, that's not good. Got to pump up channel numbers so you can afford an editor, take some of the workload off is what I'm hearing. Yeah, I mean, I could not afford an editor right now. I'm not even sure if I could find an editor. So the live event just ended 15 minutes before it was supposed to start. Looks like they... Okay, so my event is what's showing up next. That's not good, IO. Okay, let me go check out their Twitch event. See if that's still going.
No one's dumb enough to go where we're going.
If we get
Okay,
this
their Twitch is still live. But it looks like it did go down. I wonder if they're gonna get their YouTube back up. Bad stick of RAM. I think I actually have a RAM stick that's failing. It's funny you say that. I actually think that that's something that I'm dealing with. Okay, their Twitch live is back up. I guess they're gonna have to restart their YouTube stream from scratch. Yeah, you can't just get back on YouTube. You have to start a new stream, which is crazy. It's goofed up, but it's still live on Twitch. Another one? Yeah, they're gonna have to restart it. That's how it is sometimes, fellas. I gotta get through all these ads.
How has that experience been, and what are some of your best memories from the 25
Okay,
years
it's on
of
Twitch. We might have to watch it here.
character?
Tried to install the Dark Ages. Yeah, I think that's probably what happened.
I look at it like he's a close personal friend of mine. That's probably very bad to say that, but...
I think that's the voice actor for Hitman.
And then, so when I play the role, I take him with me, and it just feels like he's got a good friend.
Looks just
with
like
go
him.
and Shoot some pool and have a beer, and kill a few people on the way.
Just casual.
Yeah, nothing
murder.
personal.
Wow, yeah,
By the way,
they
if anyone
fucked up
wants
their
anyone
YouTube stream, dude.
moving this weekend, special offer. I'll do them on the house.
So you were able to watch the showcase.
Shout out IO. Sorry about that, guys. I know what it's like to have stream difficulties. Happens to me all the time.
Blown away. One, because we had the big fantastic secret of Mads Mikkelsen turning up, which was very exciting.
Getting Mads Mikkelsen to actually be
I mean, I've been there.
And
from
an
the very
add-on
beginning
for your
when I was,
Hitman
like,
game.
buying computer nerds in a garage, you know.
That's crazy.
The whole professional presentation of it, I felt very proud, and I was.
You should be.
I nearly moved to tears. But no,
Nearly
so I
moved
was
to
blown away.
tears.
And
That's awesome.
I was just very proud on their behalf.
It was a really cool moment to see Hakan and Mads.
Well,
on
that's what
stage
they get for
together,
trying to run Doom the Dark
crowd,
Ages.
The reaction to
Yeah.
all the news.
Never a good sign.
007, like, crowd goes wild, and it's deservingly so.
Yeah.
Okay, we got
absolutely.
10
And,
minutes before the
it's
show
been-
even
it's been a hell of a
starts.
journey.
Okay, their YouTube is back up. I'm gonna go over there because I don't actually like Twitch.
Extraordinary. But
What's up, Sammy? Welcome to the stream. Don't worry, the show starts in 9 minutes and 30 seconds, so we're still waiting for the actual show to begin for the IO Interactive stream. Cool. There's some pretty cool pre-show interviews though. 11 degrees here. Damn. Why is it so hot? Aren't you Australian? I mean, sorry, not hot. 11 degrees. What is that Fahrenheit? That's not hot. Is that cold? $51. Okay, so yeah, that's cold. Why is it so cold in Australia right now? I'm American, so I have to convert your authoritarian temperature measurements to freedom degrees. Tasmania, 51 degrees. Damn. Yeah, I live in a country where we were able to buy Manhunt 1 and 2 and legally own it. You live in a country where they were banned and not legal to own to this day. R.I.P., brother. Sorry about that. If you look at the map of Australia, I go as far south as possible. What? That sounds terrible. Is it true there's 1.5 billion like critters and insects and creatures all that could like attack or kill you? You really got dingoes down there? Isn't Mortal Kombat banned in Australia too? Probably. The Australian government is the worst, man. It's just a bunch of scheming, conniving people sitting around trying to figure out how to take away people's rights to play video games. It's really sad. Damn, is this Hitman VR? This looks awesome. Look at this. Look at this. That's crazy. I don't have a PlayStation VR, but if I did, this is something I would play. Yeah, Australia's got everything backwards. The morphine out of Fallout 3. Wow. Oh, you can punch people. That's a sell. Not that bad for wildlife. We don't have any bears. The drop bears, I'm not falling for that one. Bro, if I had a VR, I'd be playing the hell out of that. That guy is very
Look
excited.
Who showed up. Wait, what? What?
Drop bears, drop the beat.
He's fine.
Revenant.
He's fine.
Revenant would have been a very different movie here when a drop bear messed up Leo. Would you say that drop bears are the most dangerous species in Australia? I would think they are, right? Saul Goodman. Better call him. It would probably be a fair estimate to say drop bears are the single most deadly apex predator in Australia. Would be the world if they existed anywhere else. That or the inland... was it Taipan? I wanted to say Tapion because of my Dragon Ball Z addled brain thinking of the character of Tapion. A drop bear or a gorilla? Oh, a drop bear would tear a gorilla to shreds. There really isn't a creature that can withstand or stand up to the sheer force of a drop bear. What's up, Dizzy? Welcome to the chat. You're just in time. I think the actual show is about to begin in just a minute here, actually. I think we're on. Better pause the lo-fi beats and start her up.
Person
There
sick.
you are. Feeling better, I hope.
Yeah.
It should be starting any minute.
Final interview?
Yes.
I feel like a new man.
I feel like a new man.
Follow me, please.
7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you.
Oh man. Okay. Perfect.
Most deadly snake in the world. The joke is if you get bitten by one while taking a leak, don't worry about doing.
Oh, you told me to.
Never heard of personal space?
Insane.
to
That's some
follow
Aussie
you.
humor.
Nervous? Don't worry. You'll do.
How is it still 9 minutes for the show to start? Is this stream behind? Is the Twitch stream? I swear it was 9 minutes 10 minutes ago. I don't want that. Is this stream different?
In his research, Dr. Morrison identified a paradox. A moment where machine learning would evolve past our capabilities of control. He called the first sign of this.
No, I think I'm just tripping because it's the same on both streams. All right, fine. Whatever.
Welcome to Red Rock. Man, is it always this hot? You'll get used to it. Sort of. Not really.
All right, never mind. 8 more minutes to go, which show was supposed to start at 9. All right, what are you guys most excited to see? Something related to Mind's Eye, Hitman, or 007? Now, I think it's pretty obvious that we're all here for 007. We're all Bond fans, but maybe Hitman will surprise us. Maybe Mind's Eye. Maybe it's better than we think. Ads on streams from the US fascinating. We get way different ones here. Really? Man, I should get a VPN just to see what's going on with Australian ads. RE9 was shown and got a release date. Yeah, I didn't know if it was going to for a minute there. I was starting to doubt, but it looks like we're getting. It's February. That's crazy. Okay, we want Bond gameplay. Alex Fatality says yes. 007, the game I know about. Yeah, it seems like everybody's just here for Bond, which is fine. I'm here for Bond. I should pull out my Ian Fleming novel collection, which I have all of the Bond books. Do not watch Australian ads. You will lose what little respect you have for... Oh, Michael. I have no respect for Australia. I'm just kidding. Had a lot of doubts. Well, it's... Now the question is it going to be good? I'm a little concerned we didn't see any gameplay in a trailer for a game that's less than a year away. I think it might only be 6 months away. Wait. Okay, it's 9 months away. I'm bad at math. You guys know this. Feel free to harass me in the comments. It's fine. It's fine. It just makes my algorithm go up. It's good, actually. Okay, we're having another pre-show interview.
How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, really good. Thank you. I'm having a great time. It's such a pleasure to be here. So thank you.
No, absolutely. It's a night of celebration. So, what were your thoughts and reactions to the showcase today?
Yeah, I mean, wow, everything looks so good. I'm so excited to
Bad
play,
at math
the
too, but
Shifra
I'm getting
mission.
better. Yeah.
I'm
Were we supposed to be waiting for permission to harass you in the comments? Yes! Are you kidding? You were supposed to be waiting for permission. All of the pre-permission harassment has been without my consent. Only now can you begin to engage in comment harassment. All of my pronouncing Grievous wrong All of that was non-consensual harassment. 1 + 1. I don't know if it equals 2. I've seen some new forms of math that say that it doesn't equal 2. I think they're gaslighting us about that. This is going to work. It's not me. It's no. Oh, Scott Thinker, I'm not reading all of that, brother. Less than 5 minutes, guys. Come on, IO. Show me some kind of gameplay. I've seen math you couldn't even begin to dream of. It's true. I've witnessed equations you wouldn't believe. I've seen the solving of those equations, and your mind couldn't comprehend. One plus 1 now equals 3. It's 2025. Well, I think if we want to be inclusive to everyone's truth, it's not conducive to that kind of inclusive environment to suggest that 1 + 1 has a definitive answer. 1 + 1 could mean something for me. It could mean something for you. So the most important thing is that we say the answer isn't what's important. And all those digits will be gone like tears in the rain. Calculators burning off. Tannhauser Gate. I don't know what the hell that means, brother. Is that a reference to something? It's about to start. I guess we can try to. There we go. We must say 2 + 2 = 5, just like George Orwell said. Indeed, just like George Orwell said. I saw somebody comparing the different predictive dystopias of George Orwell's 1984 and then Brave New World, and I think Brave New World might end up being more accurate. What do you think about King of the Hill? The revival comes out in August. I'd never watched that. I had a friend who was a big fan of it, but I don't think I've ever seen a single episode of King of the Hill all the way through. Maybe I saw 1 or 2. I forget what the name of the creator of that show is, but I know he did Office Space. That's what it was, and I really liked Office Space. Are they playing Ave Maria? Is that from the stream? That's from the stream. The stream is playing Ave Maria. The Roy Batty monologue, yeah. Okay, I knew he did that as well. That the same friend who loved King of the Hill was also a huge fan of that. What have you done? It's a long 2 minutes. We're just enjoying Ave Maria together, chat. Poor Mind's Eye, man. It is getting torn up on Twitter. It's always brutal to watch a game just be decided whether or not people think it's going to be good or bad before they even get a chance to play it, you know? It could be a really good game. People need to just chill out and actually wait for it to come out and then play it. She sounds like she's underwater. I don't know why that is. I don't know why that's the way that it sounds. Expecting birthday wishes in 37 hours. Dang. Happy pre-birthday, Michael. That's awesome. Make it a good one. Get in a good gym lift. I always like to lift heavy on my birthday. 30 seconds. Finally, here we go, guys. Now we can get into it. What's up, Eric? You're literally just in time. Correct. I am now straight edge. Why is the audio fucked up? Is anybody else having that problem? Okay, so it's not just me. The audio is rough for everybody. Hopefully they'll fix it. Be armed to, come on, man. Gotta give yourself a better birthday than that. Okay, hopefully they will fix the audio.
Hello, everyone. Gamers of the world, welcome to a celebration of play, creativity, and passion.
Let's go.
Welcome to the very first IOI Showcase.
Let's go.
We are live from the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood.
Hollywood.
And I am Brittany Johnson. I'm going to be your host for the night. We're going to have a really fun night talking about games, first looks, deep dives, and yes, sprinkle in a couple surprises. But, you know, we'll finally get to meet the creators of the magic and have a panel at the end of the show too. So buckle up, power up, and lock in. Our first guest is none other than the CEO of IO Interactive, Hakan Abrak.
This guy has been all over town. He was just at the Summer Game Awards like an hour and a half ago.
This year marks the 25th anniversary of Hitman. From a team of few passionate tech pioneers, IOI grew to build more ambitious projects, such as Hitman, Well Assassination, which created its own genre with a single-player game that gave thousands of hours of fun.
Okay.
On our mission to bring Hitman everywhere, whether it's by bringing Hitman to new platforms or by collaborating with celebrities as elusive targets, we just reached a new milestone, as we count 80 million players in the Well Assassination.
That's solid. 80 million players in a single-player
25
game
million
is impressive.
sold since 16. Our fans have supported us all these years, whether they recently joined the ride or joined it as early as I
That's how they got the Bond license, I promise you. They showed off numbers probably similar to that. They probably wouldn't have been that high back in 2020 when they got it. Oh shit, this is the first game. This is the one I'm going to be covering soon. Man, so unfortunate. Now, I know I'm not going to be the only one doing series on these games now. I'm just going to have to try to make my videos better than the other people who are covering them. I mean, they are doing a good job of making it look hype, though. No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to sell. I've played Blood Money. Ave Maria is perfect for the main menu screen. Blood Money is the only one that I've played, and I played it like over a decade ago, so I'm looking forward to getting back into it. You expect me to play? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to sell. So we have an entire history of the Hitman games. Pretty cool. I think the problem doing a video on World of Assassination is going to be impossible because they do these like special events. And they're like limited time. Like I think the Mads Mikkelsen Le Chiffre event is only going to go for like a month.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Christian, Chief Creative Officer at IO. Hitman and the World of Assassination launched in 2016. So we're coming up on almost a decade of a live and ever-expanding game, including our very popular elusive targets. Back then, we created the opening level in Paris as a sophisticated, high-stakes location for a classic international spy thriller. And today, it becomes the perfect backdrop for a crossover between Hitman and James Bond. We're introducing the iconic built Bond villain Le Chiffre as an elusive target, and it's a perfect fit for Hitman and Paris, and we are immensely proud to team up with Denmark's own Mads Mikkelsen for a reprisal of his iconic role. So it's time to look at some gameplay. Please welcome IO designers Eskil and Martin.
It is a pretty exciting crossover. I'm kind of feeling like maybe I need to go like pick up World of Assassination so I can get footage of this Le Chiffre crossover.
Good morning,
man.
47. Your target is the elusive shadow banker, known only as Le Chiffre. A financial mastermind with suspected ties to the criminal underworld. He has made a fortune manipulating global markets by orchestrating disruption to drive stock fluctuations in his favor. However, a recent failed venture left him in dire straits, losing vast sums of both legitimate and illicit capital. In a desperate bid to recover,
16
he has
times the
arranged a
bond?
high-stake
Hell yeah.
poker game at the Casino Monarchique in Paris. Our clients have deemed this unacceptable. Should Le Chiffre succeed, it will fortify his ability to fuel a dangerous network, an outcome they cannot allow. Be warned, Le Chiffre is calculating and ruthless. He will not go down without a fight. Good luck.
It's Casino Royale. They just outlined half the plot of Casino Royale.
We're just gonna show a little sneak peek of what's happening in the level. So we jumped in a little bit. Here at 47 has already obtained this invite, and you can just, Jonathan, just play the video from here. And there's a guard that he sort of needs to deal with. And as we know, 47, everything is everything in his hand is a weapon. So he's using the trusty old suitcase.
He just threw a suitcase at that guy and killed him. Incredible.
Because he needs to hide the body, because if found, the level is gonna spiral out of control. And
I mean, playing the iconic Casino Royale level in a Hitman game is pretty enticing.
That's a binocular.
So we can get a good look of the level that was built. We constructed a whole playable casino experience on the ground floor of Paris. So
Remember those weird Hitman films?
fashion, this is
I've
a-
only seen parts of them.
Sit down at
I know there were two of them, and they were both unrelated to the other, I think. And they both had different actors playing
obviously
Hitman.
we're working towards playing poker against Le Chiffre.
Where did you get the invite from?
I got it from the gentleman in red.
Le Chiffre.
by beating him
They
to
keep
the-
calling him his name
There
like
are many other
correctly.
ways to get
Le Chiffre.
Of course, Hitman is all about freedom.
Whereas us primitive Americans just say Le Chiffre.
And
Not
here
Le
you're
Chiffre.
flashing the rifle, 'cause
Well, props to them for trying to say it right. I guess that's the right way to say it, is Le Chiffre. I don't know, we never actually hear the name pronounced in the book, so it's kind of have to just take a guess.
I think he's just in the next room. And we're gonna get a chance to see.
I think this might be live gameplay, which is fantastic. Beg to disagree. Statham is always playing Statham, regardless of the name.
Genius. You need to stay on your toes.
Well, what does Jason Statham have to do with anything? Statham didn't play Hitman.
Mass or Le Chiffre in all his beautiful 3D glory.
I don't think Statham is in those movies. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
So amazing to work with.
He was the transporter, but that's different.
And the way that he just jumped into that role was magnificent.
Mr. Reaper,
RPG didn't tell me he had a friend. His invite. Idiot. Reaper. Unusual name. Or is that your real name?
No, I don't think he was.
Names are for friends. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Lucifer?
True. I'm just not fond of
Statham is Bond. It wouldn't be great casting, but he is a British guy, so he probably could do it. I don't think.
Is still doing a very solid job as Mr. 47.
I don't think Statham has the suave, charming nature needed to pull off
So I know
Bond.
This was sort of a dream come true for you to.
Yeah. Like as a Hitman developer and fan, I always wanted to make a casino level.
Yeah. My name's Bond, you fucking mug.
It's a no-brainer,
That'd be how
right?
Jason Statham
And
said
having
it.
Schiffer and Mads Mikkelsen, it's like
My name's
perfect
Bond, you fucking mug.
He will be financially.
La Chiffre!
Then General Maria will take care of the rest.
What a pleasant surprise. Mr. Smith. I didn't recognize you with your clothes on.
We know each other.
Yeah, we go back, don't we, Mr. Reaper? Yes, of course. Mr. Reaper.
This is turning into an
Timothy Oliphant and Rupert Friend.
Oh, please do.
Okay, I forgot it was Timothy Oliphant in the first movie. That's so funny. What casting choice? I think the second guy. I haven't seen that movie, but I think he may have done a better job. I haven't seen him though. I only saw the scene where the Rupert Friend one is being interrogated by the cop, and they bring in
As in any
a 50 caliber weapon, and he's like,
always free to,
"You've just brought
freedom
my
of
weapon to
approach
me."
is sort of the stable of the series. As you,
Mr. Le Chiffre.
as you can see, he
Mr.
has
Le Chiffre!
silence pistol holstered, so player could just take out the Schiffer now.
That guy didn't even try. He said, "Le Chiffre." It was supposed to be Paul Walker, but that guy. I am not Michael. You cannot just put things like that in the chat.
47, your hand is strong. Lure the other players into betting big.
I mean, a interactive poker game is
65%
classic
odds.
Bond.
I think I'm gonna call.
Raise him. There he is, touching his forehead. Nice.
Monsieur Smith. Call. Mademoiselle Bai.
I'll sit this one out. Fold.
I wonder if this is dynamic. This has to be dynamic, right? Like the interactions of the characters, the cards you get. This has to be different every time. They casted Pedro Pascal as Bond. Please, Eric, please don't say that. Please don't even speak the words. Don't. In fact, delete the
Sitting on a
message.
full house, so
Take that thought out of existence. Pedro Pascal cannot be allowed near Bond. Michael B. Jordan, please stop. 65% sound right for the odds on that hand. I didn't see the hand. I'm sorry, I wouldn't pay that much attention. Maybe. Henry Cavill is the only person that should be in talks for Bond. They should have a list of names of people who could play Bond, and it should just be Henry Cavill's name repeated down the list.
seems like a slam dunk.
Monsieur Reaper. It can't be understood.
Raise. The bet is now 8 million euros.
8 billion euros.
Monsieur Le Chiffre.
La Chiffre! Undone. Okay, that's what you meant. I was a little confused. La Chiffre! I know that's getting annoying, guys, but I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to deal with it.
Oh no.
Oh no! Show your hand. Show your hand.
Monsieur Le Chiffre.
Just draw your gun and shoot him right there. It's a Hitman game. Oh, did they? Is he poisoned?
You should never accept a drink from a stranger.
47. I detect poison on your biomarkers.
It really is just Casino Royale.
We've prepared for this. We have an antidote in the stash point in the parking lot. Now go.
All right.
We will take a 30-minute break and then resume.
Just walk out of there calmly.
Wow, they just they're letting you play Casino Royale as Agent 47. I mean, I fuck with it. It's kind of cool.
When we were playing this, Eskil was giving me instructions where to go. He's like, go left, go right, go down the stairs.
Run, run.
How funny would it be if they died on live stream?
I'm just gonna throw a hammer at this guy.
Damn. He might actually just die on live stream. Top 10 choices for Bond. Number 1, Henry Cavill. Numbers 2 through 10, yeah,
Doesn't seem
irrelevant.
viable. I hope the poison isn't lethal.
Okay, maybe they're planning it for him to die on live. That line he just said, I think. Okay, he's gonna die.
47, can you hear me? 47. 47, come in, please.
Snake!
It's under control, General. It's just a minor snag. Who knows?
Torture sequence. Oh, are we getting the torture sequence?
Trust me.
Okay, we skip straight to that then.
Yes, you'll get nobody. I'm on a winning streak. Hold on, he's waking up. I'll keep you posted.
Is he? I see the rope. Are they gonna do the rope from the film? I don't think it was a rope in the novel. I'm pretty sure it was something else. Don't spoil the whole fucking mission for everybody. Well, I guess it is free to download right now.
Necessity, one I must confess. I rather enjoy it. You know why I'm good at cards, Mr. Reaver?
Why are you good at cards?
Read people. I could spot Mr. Smith a mile away, and the two others I know. You? Nothing.
What can I say? Just have one of those faces.
I think Henry Cavill may be a little busy right now. He has an entire cinematic universe to oversee and hyper obsess over. Well, here's the thing. I know Cavill is working on the 40K project at Amazon, but Amazon is also spearheading the new Bond movie. So, like, you already have an in with Cavill, and he would do it. And it cannot be that hard to do two things at once. I mean, he's shooting Highlander right now, and he just finished shooting Voltron. He would turn down a role to do Bond.
Tell me who you are and what you're doing here.
Spent the whole budget on Mads Mikkelsen's salary to get him in this mission.
If that's how it's going to be, you are giving me
Okay, he's gonna do the rope.
extreme mission.
I'm sure I can handle it.
Don't be too sure. I've picked up a thing or two over the years that have proven quite effective.
Why don't you show me?
I'll tell you something. It's clear that the people making this really do like Bond, right?
Yes, I know. Shame. Guess we'll just have to
Okay, so we're not doing a full torture sequence.
Can't wait.
keep an eye on it. Right.
Having a suit of Custodes armor made that he can live in for the next couple of years as we speak.
The Shiva is going
I don't know about that.
You need to get out of there. Use any means possible.
Doesn't she mean Le Chiffre?
We're it off there, and if you want to find out how to get out of that pickle, you can play it right now because it's out.
Okay, finally. They have exercised some restraint and not just beating the whole mission on stream. I appreciate that, Io. That's probably a wise decision.
Guys? All right. I hope you guys all
Should have streamed
enjoyed
himself
that
watching
little
the IO
sneak
showcase. Maybe then they would have seen
And for
dedication
everyone
cast
that's in
him.
the room, that will be playable
Oh,
on
this is
Chrome.
unrelated
What's
to
even
the new
better,
movie
for
Amazon's
everyone
trying to
watching
get
online,
put together.
It is free to play right now. You don't even have to own the game. Go to the store. You can play the mission right now.
Is that true?
And you know what? Let's go ahead and take another look at what's next for Hitman.
You don't have to own the
Introducing
game.
Vero, our Chief Development Officer at IO.
Cast via probably. I wouldn't be
Hello.
surprised.
We are celebrating 25 years of Hitman.
Hitman.
Beyond the Chief's return, we have two new, incredible, elusive targets coming to the world of assassination. One will go live this fall, the second one in the winter. And these will come to the
French
world
is
of assassination
French people who
with,
speak
a
English
lot
have
of
such a
different
fun,
challenges,
unique
but also future contract and
like
special
version of it, and I
strategy.
can't get enough of it. It's so funny.
Hitman is also
Xbox had that
to
Disaster
onto
Connect
multiple
conference.
new
Ugh.
platforms.
Yeah,
In
I don't
fact,
think
support in
anyone's
the
ever gonna
lounge
forget
are
that. They're just gonna have to
running
wait for us to
natively
die
on the
off
newly launched
for that
Nintendo
memory to
Switch
leave.
2. And we encourage everybody here to go and have a go at it. And following the amazing reception of Hitman in VR, we wanted you to know that our team back home is extremely excited to bring further enhancement and content in the update that goes live tonight. And there is more.
Anything
Hitman, the
exciting
World of
happen? What's up,
Assassination is a
Fireplant
blood-clotting
Games? So far, they just
fantasy.
showed off a bunch of footage
And
from
now
their
you can truly
Le Chiffre
travel
mission.
Hitman in your pocket. In the lounge, you can already experience the game running.
They just had a
natively
music
on
stinger out of
iOS.
nowhere.
Hitman promises the freedom to play however you want. You can now choose a platform that fits the moment. So from PC,
Wow, they're
console,
putting the game on
VR,
iOS.
and
That
mobile.
is insane. Twisted Up leaves in my brain.
There is more.
Yeah.
And as a final twist, Hitman is also
she
going
dressed up-
analog. We are partnering with Mood.
She's definitely
Publishing
dressed as
to
like
bring
an
Hitman to
interpretation
life in a completely
of
new
Agent
format.
47. She's not dedicated enough to shave her head bald, though. Casper, we can't hear you. Turn up, bro.
Board games.
There we go.
And today, I am beyond excited to share with you. We're teaming up with our close friends at IO Interactive.
Hell
bring a
yeah.
new project of ours to life. Hitman, the board game, is coming to Kickstarter later this year.
In this one-of-a-kind multiplayer board game, players take on the role as master assassins, traveling the world to take on high-stakes
Hitman will also be
Every time
releasing
we
on
play, we're
Dreamcast in
giving it to other players on the
2026.
same job. Whoever can take down the target in whatever way they seem fit gets the payout and wins the game.
Just like in the video games, every board
We're excited to announce that Hitman will also be hitting the Nintendo 64 in 2026.
for the globe-trotting assassin. Fans will recognize many iconic weapons, memorable moments, and familiar characters. Hitman the board game promises to be a fun.
Is that Kane and Lynch Dog Days? That's not an IO Interactive game. Why is that there?
That's it for now. The best thing you can do to stay up to date is to follow our page over on Kickstarter today. Oh,
You saw that picture of the Elder Scrolls 6 dev leads? Let's not. Let's not get into that, Eric. Let's
We're
not.
prototyping and working closely with a great team at Mood.
Apparently, all of those
That
devs
you
have
sit
been
there with the other
working
players, your
at
fellow assassins,
Bethesda since
trying to take out the
Morrowind,
target
so
first. And speaking
same
of
time.
playing Hitman with friends, we have one final sneak peek. We want you to team up with a friend and enjoy Hitman in co-op.
In
So
co-op,
two
you say?
playable characters, Stone and Knight,
Stone
return from their
and
appearance
Knight.
in our sniper co-op mode to a full-blown Hitman co-op experience. We invite you to play a set of exciting missions across our world of assassination, challenge you to rethink your approach now that you're going to play as a duo. So, it's still early days, but we can't wait to be back with more news on Hitman co-op soon. Thank you.
Hitman co-op, cool, awesome. I think it would have been way better if it was just two Agent 47s.
Thank you so much, Christian. For those of you who are with us today, you will have a chance to try the demo of the iOS version of Hitman World of Assassination in the lounge after the show. But that was a lot of exciting news for Hitman. News for the Anniversary Edition coming out in October, the release on the iOS, another on Switch 2, 3 new elusive targets coming in Le Chiffre, and a collab between 007
You mean
and
Le
Hitman,
Chiffre?
the summer roadmap. And the cherry on top of the
I think
cake,
that was genuine. I
Hitman Co-op.
think she actually had to stop.
But now, let's dial in. Focus, because what's next is a different kind of assignment. The stakes, global. The style, impeccable. The mission, for your eyes only. You know the number, you know the man, but you've never seen him like this before. It's time to step into the origin of the world's most iconic secret agent.
All right, here we go, fellas. This is what we've been waiting for. Let's see something new. Show us something we haven't seen before.
To save him. He watched them fall, then found his way off that mountain. He was 11 years old.
He then started a grand tour of every major boarding school in Britain.
Always at the top of his class.
Always at odds with authority. Same thing in the Navy.
His superiors all praise his instincts.
And they're all in need of early retirement. Nobody knows what to do with him, Mom.
No, and I suspect he feels the same way. But what he did in Iceland...
What he did in Iceland was insubordination. It was ill-disciplined,
Name's
utterly
Bond.
reckless.
Cavill
He only
Bond.
survived thanks to blind luck. Give me one good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
I think you just covered them all, Greenway. It's really quite simple. Bond is a bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
This is the same trailer, but maybe we're going to get more after this. It's a really good trailer, too.
The name's Bond.
James Bond. He's with me.
And you are? Don't think we've had the pleasure.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, James.
Gadget watches. We got Q. We've got CQC. Cover shooting mechanics.
We're facing a situation of the utmost delicacy.
The other
I need
00
all my
agents.
pieces on the board.
Pickpocketing. Stealth.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the end game is, we won't see it coming.
Being able to throw weapons is great. I like that a lot.
Jet lag gets me every time.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's an asset.
With respect, Mom. To hell with that.
Oh, yeah, and driving sections. In Her Majesty's Secret Service OST callback. Q looks like Baby Billy. Yeah, the casting on him is a little interesting.
Headhunting.
The sword looks good. And then, of course, the iconic barrel shot. Gotta end it on the theme motif. But technically, that's a leitmotif.
I suppose this is another teachable moment.
Studio, it's basically modern Hitman if it was more action-packed as opposed to stealth-focused like Uncharted. I think so, yeah. The people comparing it to Uncharted...
You like it?
Loves it when you do that. Well, it's just not...
Not too bad.
Look, Uncharted is a great third-person
I still have
action
goosebumps when I
game.
see this,
But every
just
third-person
review.
action game
The
isn't
world,
Uncharted.
A new James Bond game, the first one in over a decade. We're honored to be able to bring to the gaming world a 007
Bond before he
franchise
gets
for the
007,
players.
that's right.
Can you imagine the first steps of James Bond as a young, yet rebellious air crewman?
Name's Bond.
Who, thanks to his
Nathan
instincts,
Drake
defied
Bond.
all odds and got propelled into MI6. We also reimagined
You don't see
versions of the
Uncharted,
characters that shaped
but there's
Bond as
shooting
we
in a
know him today,
third-person perspective,
such as a
cover,
younger
and set
and
pieces.
SSM,
Any game that has
strongly
climactic
believing
set
human
pieces and
judgment
third-person
on
shooting
the
with cover is Uncharted.
It's not only a faithful and original take on James Bond's origin story, but it's also an incredible action-adventure game.
We playing
Building
not
on
tonight, man.
25 years of mastering the agent fantasy at IO Interactive. Creative approach,
is what makes Bond defy the odds. And we want players to feel like Bond when they play First Light. But we will talk more about all that later this summer. And that would not be an authentic Bond experience without the partners who helped us design our vehicles, our costumes, and game moments. And we are
They had to
working
get
closely
this
with
other dude
NVIDIA
to voice
bring
Bond.
the
Guess Nolan
latest
North
ray
wasn't
tracing
available.
technology
Well, they probably
to
wanted to
First
go with
Light.
someone a little bit lesser known. I mean, I know you're making an Uncharted joke, but I mean, seriously, it is surprising to me that they didn't opt for a well-known voice actor or actor.
Exciting
The
adventure.
Dark Souls of Uncharted
007
inspired
First
Bond
Light
games,
will release
absolutely.
In 2026, so please sign up to it to your IOI account and get free rewards in Hitman and 007 First Light, and wishlist a game on your favorite platform.
But that's not all. As always at IOI, we want to reward our community for showing their unwavering support.
I hope my
With every
worries, but I hope
significant
it's good.
milestone
I'm also
in our
hoping it's
wishlist
good.
Numbers, we will grant players additional rewards on day one.
Ooh, I'm sure everyone's speculating what those tiers will be. Well, I can't wait to know more about 007 First Light. When are we going to get more news?
We'll be back with a full gameplay reveal later this summer.
All right, thank you, Hassan.
Full gameplay reveal later
Everyone
this
mark
summer.
in your calendars. And
All right,
Bond
so-
returns later this summer with an actual gameplay. That's going to be absolutely incredible.
Surprised they didn't show us any gameplay,
Now
but
let's see how the magic is done at IOI. Please welcome Ulas, Chief Technical Officer.
they're going young and get some fresh blood in for all the young roles, in my opinion. You only get seasoned veterans by giving chances to newbies. That's right. I agree. Thought they were going to show more game. I did too, but it's, you know, it is what it is.
This has been a transformative year for
Now, Sam.
The progress you have seen today across
No
our
simping.
games, trailers,
This is a simp-free chat.
is a direct result of our incredible talent in our studios, empowered by our tools and technology we built over decades. Every title we have showed today runs on Glacier, our own game engine, and Glacier has been continuous development over 25 years. It's not just a matter of the heritage, it is because no off-the-shelf engine, game engine,
Yeah,
handle the systematic complexity of Hitman and Bond. Nor support
They're
the
saving
kind
it
of
for the big
cost
ticket game.
and performance we deliver.
Yeah. Bond isn't even a black
Glacier
lesbian woman. How is
is
this
a
product releasing in
purpose-built,
2026? Get Hollywood on the phone.
IO makes. Deeply interactive,
We don't have to talk too in depth about it, but I don't know if you noticed that Bond and Q were the only two white dudes in that entire trailer. I almost feel like they had to cash out all of their diversity points to secure Bond and Q, because every other character in that trailer was of an ethnic persuasion. We don't have to get political about it. The game looks great, not a problem, whatever. What I'm saying is, if you're asking how it got made, I think they cashed literally all of their diversity points in to get Bond to be a white guy.
There's a lot of IOI games made with Glacier Engine, and I think it's safe to say they're all absolutely
Okay, so
gorgeous.
now we're talking about Mind's Eye. I know they had some
Months
special
ago, IOI
technology.
announced a new publishing division. IOI partners with their first title, Mind's Eye, developed by Builder Rocket Boy. So,
This
let's
is the
dive into
former
another world,
GTA
a world
devs.
that feels strangely close to home.
It's fairly rare Bond is operating in a majority white area.
Blockbusting thriller produced by Leslie Benzies and its team.
I'm thinking through
Please
the
welcome
novels. That's
Adam Whiting.
probably true, actually. Yeah. Name's Bond. Straight white toxic Bond. You have to use the Connery accent for that one because it's the most accurate for a sentence like
Adam
that.
Whiting here, Assistant Game Director at Builder Rocket Boy.
Smooth talking lady. I'm sure he will be. They sure made it look that way.
It comes out on Tuesday, the 10th of June, so not long to go now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to jump straight into the action here, straight into a mission.
There we go.
Here we go. Straight into a mission from the latter third of the game. And at this point, Jacob Diaz, our protagonist, has had his Mind's Eye implant reactivated, and he's accompanied by his companion drone. Now this drone gives Jacob some unique combat abilities that we'll see during gameplay here. Now, we've worked tirelessly to create a very
Visually,
immersive
the game
cinematic
looks
experience,
great.
and the story
You got to get
is a key part of
Bond,
that.
you
So
got to
we
get a
need to have
Bond,
certain
and you
bits
got to
of
get a
dialogue.
Bond.
I don't want to
That's
spoil
right.
anything for players looking
You
forward
got to
to
get a
delving into the
Bond.
narrative. What I can say though is that something very interesting has just taken place. The thrust
Oh,
city
you get a Bond.
It's
You're
raining
doing
for the first time
Oprah.
in years, and the city
I
is
was
under martial
thrown
law.
off for a second. I had
The
to
military
really
moved in and are
reread
locking
it.
down the
Schmoo
cities.
talker with the
Automated AI systems that
sexy
drive Red Rock
ladies.
have started to come
Well,
under.
the brush Bond is the
Now,
Bond for
Ripley's
the
gonna be assisting us
PS2.
on this mission and
6
helping us
bit. Yeah,
navigate
this
the
is
predicament
Mind's Eye.
you
This
find
is that
yourself in
new GTA clone
Now, in Mind's Eye,
third-person
players can't
game
just
that
run
people
in
are
all
very
guns blazing, but instead have to
divided about.
navigate the environment methodically.
Is a killer, liar, and
Looking for
womanizer,
vantage
irredeemable
points and
monster.
environmental elements that can give them an
You're
advantage.
joking, but
There
that's
is no
that's
surefire
the truth.
one-size-fits-all way to approach combat.
Reading the book, he's a
But by
sociopath.
utilizing the vast array of weapons
Bond
and the
actually is a
potency of the combat
sociopath. The
drone,
biggest problem with
players
the
can approach
Daniel
combat
Craig
in a
movies
variety of different
is that they humanized him. They made
Players
him into
can
like a
also
broken
utilize
man
the
who's like
lens device.
busted up
Now, this
about
is
all the
an AR
people he
contact
kills.
lens that is
Bond
the
in the books
replacement
didn't give a
for the smartphone in
fuck.
this world.
He was a
And they can use
sociopath.
this to scan the environment.
Some of the devs for this
And
game
it'll
are
actually
apparently
help
claiming
players
there's a fake hate
track
campaign
where
against
enemy
this,
targets
which
are
is weird,
and
and
how
I
to
don't know
strategize
where
how
that would
best
come
to
from if it's
neutralize them.
true.
And it also hands the
That's the
highlight
escapist appeal. If he was a respectful pacifist, the
So
stories
the
wouldn't be much
DC-2
fun.
companion
True.
drone has a few key
But
functions.
also, you
One
wouldn't
of them actually
hire
right
a
now is
respective
exactly what it
pacifist
is.
to go
Now, this
on
stuns targets
shadow
that can be
ops for the
used to
British
override
government.
electronic systems such as keypads and
These
doors.
guys made Hitman. You're
It's
damn
also
right. I'm excited for this.
particularly
No,
potent
no, no.
against
This
robotic
game
enemies,
isn't from the
which
Hitman
temporarily
devs.
disables them.
Hitman devs are helping publish this game, but they're not working on it in any capacity. This is being developed by a separate developer called Build a Rocket Boy. Nightfire Bond, awesome. I'm going to play it tonight. Oh yeah, Bond is ruthless. Oh yeah, Nightfire is one of the greatest video games of all time. I'm really excited to go through the Bond games and do videos on them.
Throughout the course of the game.
Kind of a cyberpunk GTA almost.
Navigate to Perez Mines.
Bond Dark and Real would be awesome. Still looking forward to this. Looks awesome. Yeah, people are really divided on this one. I know a lot of people think it's going to be really terrible. A lot of people think it's going to be really cool. I'm not big on open world games, so it's not really my flavor, regardless of its quality. But it does look interesting. I was going to ask you if you had already covered Nightfire. I have not already covered Nightfire, but I want to cover all of the Bond games soon as I'm done with Jack and Quake. Puts me off this game is how it seems like one of those ever-continuing platforms for content. Well, that's... I hate to tell you, that's going to be every game. Considering the era of the novels, for the Brits to want to disavow his activities, they were pretty bad. Look at what they were happy to have out in the... Yeah, well, that's the thing. Well, it's just, in general, MI6 agents did things that were meant to be... Like, the whole point is that they would throw you under the bus, and you knew they would, if it came to it.
The city feels different right now.
Mind's Eye? Oh, yeah, this has been going around.
Red Rock have fled from the streets.
His government has
Very
done
few
dumber
remain.
things, true.
This is in stark contrast to the other times players have navigated through this downtown area on previous missions, where it's full of life. The streets now have an almost eerie quality to them, as the main thing inhabiting them are the patrolling military vehicles and soldiers subjugating the residents of Red Rock. However, the military group that have taken over here are called Black Box. They aren't operating with the best interests of Red Rock City at heart. They have
It
a
looks like the
different
gunplay's
agenda.
pretty good.
And as
What
such,
game is
the
this?
robotic
The
forces
faces look
patrolling
plastic,
streets are
super ugly
answering to
game.
them and are fighting
That's
against
just
them.
modern graphics, man. Game design is in terms of graphical fidelity for Did you just bleep that? For faces in particular, they all
As
look
players
plastic in
progress
every
through the
game.
story, they face
One of those
increasingly
fake games, some
difficult enemies
stoners
that are
playing
more
on a TV show.
tactically
It does
adept,
kind of
as
look like that, doesn't
And
it?
as Jacob
That's just the
encounters
nature of
these
cyberpunk,
factions,
though.
He gains access to their weaponry, adding
Yeah.
to the player's ever-expanding
It's
arsenal.
not Las Vegas. It's a Black Rock or whatever they call it. Red Rock, Rock City.
Now, the robotic enemies players encounter are also susceptible to the companion drone and its ability to hack them, making them work alongside rather than against Jacob. This is a key strategic element as they can cause a distraction, tank some of the shots
Scott,
of Jacob, or
they-
they can just be
I mean,
a
it's
useful
very
opposing
similar to
combat
Watch
ally,
Dogs.
using their advanced robotic weaponry to aid players in battle.
Black Rock. I think it's Red Rock. That was a Freudian slip on my part.
As we've seen, the DC-2 drone also allows Jacob to use it to scout ahead, seeing through its eyes, so players can plan ahead and approach each combat encounter in a more tactical way if they choose to. I also want to highlight the music and audio design. We've got a really talented audio team, and they've really given Mind's Eye a unique vibe through not only its sound design, but also
BlackRock
its
is
soundtrack,
everywhere, yeah.
building tension and
Is this
ramping
just
up the
third person
excitement.
2077 with less cybernetic? No, no, it's a lot more. It's a lot closer to GTA or Watch Dogs than Cyberpunk.
Now we're just going to jump ahead.
I
here
am
little
not a
bit.
BlackRock
We're just
agent.
about to approach a construction site, and Rigby is trying to help us navigate.
Craig from Halo
to a
Infinite
vehicle
trailer.
which is having auto
Oh
drive its way
yeah,
over to us.
Craig.
She's our
Those were
eyes
the
and ears right
days.
now, helping us navigate through this area.
I think there's a Craig Easter egg in the actual game. BlackRock, don't worry about it. It's schizo stuff, Annihilus. Reminds me of Gears of War. I think that's just because it's very old school, mid 2000s,
Well, at least she was. Now it's
third
down to
person
Jacob.
cover shooter combat.
Now, whilst Mind's Eye is a linear
Everything and
narrative
Nothing was ported to
experience,
PC. My
we
favorite
have
Bond.
built an
It's
entire
one of the
system,
best
and we
video
use it
games
in
ever
various
made.
ways. In situations
I
like this,
can't wait to
players
play
can
that one.
navigate through the terrain how they see fit, and they can find different ways to get to their objective. Some
This is
may
made
be
by
more
former
fraught with
Rockstar
peril
devs,
than
right?
others.
Yes, yes.
Players
This
can
is
use the
developed
DC-2
by
drone
former
to
Rockstar
figure out their
developers.
best path forward.
Schizo Alec, yeah.
As you can see, there are a variety of different weapons to suit different play styles and scenarios. Some of these
This was a producer on multiple Rockstar games. Okay. Check down my PS2 copy and see if I can rip the data and play it on an emulator. You could probably
as well as cutting edge
you could probably find a ROM online somewhere. If you already own a copy, I don't think it's that big of a deal to just find a ROM online, brother. How to rip my PS2's BIOS for that to happen. I'm sure if you own a legal PS2, I'm sure it'll be fine to find
a huge variety
a
of different environments
BIOS
and locations that change
online,
things up, from slick urban
making these
environments
6
to
out of 10
isolated
carbon
desert
copy
locations,
shooters.
beautiful skylines to sumptuous
Pokemon
vistas.
game better than
Mind's
2 out
Eye
of
is
10.
full of spectacle and surprise.
Pokemon Go.
I'm really excited for you all to be able to
Hit
play
up the
it.
gym. God, Pokemon Go was so good when that
As
launched.
you can see, players also have to keep their wits about them at all times.
Darkness and
As these
DMC
Black Ops
inspired
enemies are
game.
Quick, agile, and
Everything or
tactical
Nothing goes
with how
deep.
they'll
I like
try
Tomorrow
and
Never
find
Dies
you
on
from various
PS1, but I know
sides.
that's not forever. I like that one too. I'm going to be doing some coverage on that one as
Now
well.
we can flee the area in the vehicle Rigby has sent over to us. However, the city has a different feeling right now. Instead of being full of traffic to navigate through, there are now
I do
military
have my legal
checkpoints the player
PS2. I
has
want to see if I can
try
get the
and
BIOS of
avoid.
my own PS2. Fun gamer project. Oh yeah, well that's an awesome little
The driving
project to
in
do
Mind's
if that's
Eye
what you want to
feels
do.
Fun, responsive,
developers,
and thrilling
developers,
as you take
developers,
corners at high
develop.
speed. And we use
Yeah,
this in a
we're
variety
that's
of different ways.
common gamer lingo jargon.
Now, one of those ways is through Play Mind's Eye. During the story, at certain points, the player will find portals that allow them to jump into side missions and stories, some expanding the world and giving more narrative context. Some are just
Lies
there
of
because we
P.
think
It's
they're
currently
fun.
$30 on Steam.
And
I
players
have
can
never
also bring
played
up
it
the pause
before.
menu at any
I've heard
time
good things.
And launch one of a variety of different missions, races, and other gameplay experiences, built by our team using our special no-code editor tools that make game creation accessible to anyone.
Let's
and Players
go.
on PC can select the Build Mind's Eye option to start building their own content and share it with everyone else at the press of a button.
That's kind of cool. That's neat. Content builders always do work wonders for the longevity of video games. People building their own little things is probably gonna help this game out.
We've already got some
Splitgate
exciting
2
updates to the
ripoff
works that
right
allow
here,
players
yeah.
to build their own environments, not being constrained just to Red Rock City, and also adding in multiplayer. And when we add new functionality and features, we'll not just be highlighting it with our own Play Mind's Eye content, but allowing players to use these additions within their own content. And tell
Well,
their own
after that
stories
Lies
through
of
Build
P
Mind's Eye.
DLC got announced, now's the
We're
time.
really excited about the opportunity Play and Build will give us to keep players engaged with new content on a very regular basis, and we're committed to the long-term vision of Mind's Eye, and are looking forward to you all joining us on this exciting journey together. So you can pre-order Mind's Eye now to gain access to our deluxe edition for free, and we're excited to see you all in Red Rock City on the 10th of June.
Like Halo, for instance. Hell
so
yeah.
just-
Distant
thank
shambler
you.
noises.
And lastly, I just want to thank our partners at IOI for sharing this vision for the future of gaming with us and for allowing us to be part of their special showcase today.
We're gonna do a Halo stream just for Sam. Not tonight.
you for all
I'm
your
very
hard work and
tired.
efforts,
I've been
and
streaming
thank you for
since
the feedback
4:30
and
with
the
a small
Bart,
break in
and thank you,
between.
Leslie.
Well, we
You
started
created an
streaming at like
amazingly ambitious,
4:50, but
awesome game, and we couldn't be more proud to work.
but
with
we
you.
will stream soon. Halo specifically for you, Sam.
Fans.
Halo.
It's gonna be hell of a
And for me, I do love Halo. The Mind's Eye protagonist does lack a little bit of drip,
Hello,
but
everyone.
that's
We are
I think
out
that's
here
okay.
in the lobby while you guys are inside, exploring what is about to be
Believe it
available
when
to
I see
you.
it. It will
I'm
happen.
with Nicole, the global brand manager for IOI Showcase, or no, IO Interactive. Yeah, you're like, and it's, but like, beyond that, there has been so much planning and passion that has gone into tonight. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's been like a blast. I mean, like we are working on all these news, all these like new features, new additions to the Hitman game, and for like so long that actually in the end, being able to reveal everything tonight here,
Want to jump on some
and
co-op?
showcase it to the world.
Not
for the
tonight,
first time
brother. I'm
is just,
I'm
like,
exhausted.
amazing. And we are super
I don't
happy
have
and I'm
I don't
super
have time for it.
excited to be
I gotta
here
finish this
and
Jack
have, like, actually
video,
guests try
Jack
down some
3.
of our,
Gotta do these quick
latest
2
additions
expansions
to
video.
the
I
franchise.
gotta get to
Yes,
work,
and
brothers.
speaking of all
I'm trying to
everything
clear
that's
my
been revealed
roster
tonight,
of these Quake and
if you
Jack
come out
videos
after
so
the
that I
lobby
can get
after
in
the
there and
showcase,
do
sorry for everyone at home, even though you're
Hitman
able
and
to
Bond.
try it out too. We'll have different pods where you can actually try out the Switch 2 and
Bruh.
iOS version, right?
Yes, exactly.
So let's
on
show us
PC,
around
also
the
on
room.
my
so we're gonna
Xbox,
have
but I
here
don't currently
the
have
Switch 2
XBL.
version of the game
Huh.
with like Eskil, our game designer.
Well, yeah,
giving
there's
you a
nothing
bit
we
of
can do
tips
there.
and tricks on the game, and over there we're gonna have mobile pods ready, and the game is coming this summer. Runs natively on iOS.
And for everyone online,
When I do a
and
Halo
in
stream?
the showroom, we have a surprise.
I
coming up for
probably
you.
won't be co-op. It'll probably be competitive. The stream.
Oh yeah. My memory's still a bit blurry.
Jack video. Yeah, Jack 3. I've just finished playing it earlier this week. I'm starting script writing tomorrow, I think.
Gaps inside my head.
Do not redeem. No, that's she was speaking with a French accent. Very different.
You made it. That's just leftover hardware. It's been decommissioned. What the hell is happening? All I know is that Silvercorp is a piece of my story. Wait for me! I'll cover you. All this time you just
The
wanted
driving
answers about
looks
the tech
slick.
in your head? Are you kidding me? This thing has ruined
Infinite
my
or
life.
Reach. Halo Infinite.
What you did?
Sam says more like Halo skipping it.
This is not the first time we got a fatal error with your tech.
Yes, make it stop! Make it stop!
Yeah, I don't know what you're on about. Halo Reach is fire.
You know what I have to do? This is the only way.
No, in Halo 3. Is your Jack 2 video? Yeah, Jack 2 is out. Jack 2 came out last month. Jack 3 should be out in like 2 weeks. I just gotta write the script, record voice, and edit. Is the showcase over? Are we done? My guy had plan closed.
It was an ambush.
I think it looks fine for a
Do
protagonist.
what you can. Do not lose her.
Commit to your story. Well, yeah, there's different writers.
Tires are out. Proceeding on foot.
They should have hired me to edit this trailer. I would have made it look cooler.
I'm coming to you now. The search and rescue pumps. They're malfunctioning. They're attacking us.
Yeah, they just showed the shape. They didn't show us anything new for Bond. They just kind of did a little bit more of an in-depth breakdown.
In his research, Dr. Morrison identified a paradox. A moment where machine learning would evolve past our capabilities of
Okay,
control.
this is the third Mind's Eye trailer in a row.
He called the first sign of this Alpha.
Got missed earlier. Could you ask Fireplant Games if GOG or Steam purchase
Welcome to Red Rock.
Is he still in chat?
I'm used to it. Sort of. Not really.
Hey, Fireplant Games. Michael's asking if you get a bigger cut of revenue if somebody buys on Steam or if somebody buys on GOG.
Companies like Silver
Okay, I think the showcase might be over because this is the third Mind's Eye trailer they've showed in a row.
very stars and stripes that made them a success.
You still haven't given us clearance for launch.
Give me access to the back-end system of my city bot. and
Mind's
then
Eye the Bond game? No. First Light's the Bond game. This is a new IP. That producer has that Rockstar money paying for all of this. I think they're probably hyping this one up extra because it's a lot closer to releasing than Bond, which makes perfect sense.
I will not let them stop me.
GTA 2045, yeah. Better platform implementation. From the ex-BioWare guy. Oh, I need to look into that. Yeah, Viscera Fest should be dope. I think you're gonna like it, Mike. Okay, is the showcase over? Because it's 10 o'clock. Pull the plug and go. Eat, drink, and sleep. Nah, not even eat, drink. I'm just gonna go straight to sleep. I'm tired. Your boy has got squats. I got leg day tomorrow. Heavy leg day tomorrow. I gotta get my rest, fellas.
Is the elusive shadow banker, known only as Le Chiffre, a financial mastermind with suspected ties.
All right, I think I'm gonna call it and say it's over. More Hitman content, you say? Inject that into my veins. Well, I got good news, Annihilus. This DLC, the Casino Royale Le Chiffre DLC, is available. Oh fuck, it's not over.
That's kind of special.
Never mind.
I always love whenever we get to work with voice actors from the games.
Overextended a few weeks ago, man. He's been giving me problems. Yeah, I would recommend doing some Squat University, which is a YouTube channel, content creator, like stretches and stuff like, and do those exercises on the knees.
Do we know what order they're coming out? Can I give a warning to everyone to come back in? Like, are they coming in? Are they coming out now? Okay.
I'm not sure what's happening.
Out to the bar. We are about to begin the panel and Q&A. Trust me, you're going to want to come back in for this. All right, so speaking of the panel, we're going to go ahead and get started and bring out our guests. Shush
Outrageously Alone. This is pretty pretty normal for a panel. So botched. It's their first panel, guys. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever done something for the first time, but it's not, you know, you have to learn the way around it.
We have Adam, who you saw earlier, David Bateson, our voice of Agent 47, Mads Mikkelsen, everybody.
They got Mads?
Woo!
That's cool.
Hakan.
Le Chiffre.
Oh, yeah, we have Christian and Ula. So we have everyone, the whole team here today.
They got Mads for real, guys.
So you
'Kay.
told you wanted to stick around. Look at you guys. Everyone's so handsome. Okay. So we're going to have a couple questions that I'm going to give our panelists, and then we're going to take some questions from the audience. But I think what would be
Putting
really
47
special
in the
is
middle was such a good
starting
move.
off with
Crush it
my
on the
love
first time
story,
every time.
because
Well,
Mads,
you're one in a Greg
Dave, you
Gillian
guys
then,
have known
friend.
each other from before Hitman, and I know there's a little anecdote that can be told here that's quite special.
Mad's about Death Stranding.
Yeah,
They
it's,
probably will not do
this
that.
is a real premiere. Mass and I worked on a small film together back in 98, 99. You was
94.
Oh my God.
You're that old, David.
Who am I again? Anyway, you were at drama school.
One of them is
which
overdressed.
scary. We did this little movie.
No, he's not overdressed. He's dressed like the main character
Having an affair
of the
with
game
my
that he
wife.
voice acts. He's dressed like the character he
Yeah,
voice acts.
and,
He's
the
not
short story is
overdressed.
this.
He's
I
in
go away
character.
hunting. It's set in 1895, a long time ago, right? I go away off hunting. He turns up to seduce my wife. She's putting sheets out on the line, and he starts.
Look how
sneaking
proud
up and
Mads is.
fumbling around with my wife. And
It's only like
anyway,
70%
he
of the
did
time.
something.
Probably not
I'm
even.
watching this scene. He's about 25, 30 feet away from me. I'm standing next to the director. We got a monitor in front of us, and I'm watching it live.
I
He
really
goes
don't
and
think he
leans
is,
against
Sam.
this pole as she's putting these sheets on the washing line, and he's like waiting for you. I'll wait, and then he does something which totally rocked my boat. He starts spitting because he's such a romantic guy. No, he's looking at her. His arms are folded, and he's leaning back, and he just goes.
Still
And he does this a couple
overdressed.
of times. So I lean across.
Well, you gotta have
to
some
the
style, don't you
director, and I'm
think?
going, wait a minute. That's not very sexy. And I'm looking at him doing it live.
This is
and
an
I looked at
interesting
the
way to
monitor,
open the panel.
And something was insane. It was brilliant. It was sexy and raw and just, I'll let you finish, and then you're mine. The point is, I leaned across to the director during the take, and I whispered to him, Sarah, to go, what did I say? Yeah, I've got to
Should have
get
been
this right,
cast
'cause it's
as
right.
Le Master
yes,
Chief
I
in
said to
Halo.
him,
True.
Does Mass know what he's doing?
I don't think it was supposed to open
And
this
the
way.
director leaned over to me and said, I don't think so, but don't tell him.
This is gonna be a long.
Because it was
maybe.
insanely good.
It worked on your wife, though.
No, I'm rather pleased about that because she's here tonight. No, but that was maybe a sign of what was to come. And I've waited 100 years to tell you this story of the talent I saw that day, and he was still studying at drama school. So, yeah, give it up for Mass.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I didn't know. I
Also,
walked
he
into the
killed it
room
in Death
today
Stranding.
And the guys were pitching me the game, and I was watching it, and all of a sudden.
Be talking here. I think he's a bit
comes in
tipsy from the
and I'm
bar
like,
they
"Wait,
came back from. He just kind of started talking.
David?"
No, I think they
So,
probably
yeah,
had
so
that planned
this is
out.
my very first thing I ever did.
Yeah.
And I got to shag his wife and kill him.
Oh,
So
yeah.
let's see what happens in this game.
Yeah.
I think that actor
We'll call it
probably
50-50. We'll call
probably
it a draw.
pitched it and said, "I have this story about me and Mads having worked together," and they said, "Oh, well, you should tell it on stage."
It's so rare that, you've been able to work together for so long on different projects. It's actually an incredible story, and I'm happy that
There
you
were
were able to share
claps.
that
They
with
just
us
the
today.
mics weren't picking them up.
When else would you have been able to tell that story otherwise? Yeah.
Thanks.
But I had no idea that you were Hitman.
No, but you killed me first.
And maybe
let's see what
second.
happens.
All right, so Mads, what was it like to reprise your iconic role as Le Chiffre for this Hitman?
Le
episode?
Chiffre.
How is it different than the movie?
It's different in the way that I'm not in a studio, I'm not in a set, I'm not wearing a costume. So obviously this is an imaginary world. I think I was doing the recording in Spain.
Multiple
and you
roving
guys were
cameras to
sitting in
capture them
Denmark.
epically
And
sitting
I
in a
knew the game
row.
because my son has been playing it forever.
Production value matters a lot more
and how I
than
fit
you
in,
might
I
be.
didn't know at that point, but I got
It does
a lot
help.
of
You know,
notes
it's
about
it's
it, and then you
easier to
guys were
watch
pitching every scene. And eventually
something like
I
this.
realized, why
And
don't we
also,
just
most of this
do
stuff is probably
every line in
complementary to
5
this
different versions,
this
and then you
suite
guys
that
can
they're
play
in. They're
around
in
with it.
some place
And
in
that's kind of
Hollywood.
how I
Like this is
approached it
obviously a
because,
studio,
I
a little
mean,
studio set up.
it's
A lot of
just-
the
there's
equipment's
so
probably
many different,
complementary with the building.
opportunities in every scenario.
I'm just guessing.
So tell me how that worked. Half an hour for every scenario would be me standing there for 2 months. So we just dived in there. I don't know how you guys are doing it. I mean, you might have a little more visual to work with.
No, I have nothing.
Okay, here you go.
I'm kind of all alone.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. So it's a different approach, obviously. I mean, it was great to come back to him. I was always when I did the original, I loved the film, but I was always super angry when I read the script that, I mean, a Bond film. I'm an ex-gymnast. I'm really good at stunts, and the most crazy stunt I did in the film was folding 2 aces. It was like, oh god. So I'm so pleased that this character has actually got his hands on a little more.
Yeah. Listen, I think what's cool about this is, unlike the film, obviously, you get as a player to approach you, the target, in so many different ways, and I find that infinitely interesting to use your imagination that way. Although I liked what you did to me to James Bond in the movie, so that's another story.
Well, he deserved it. He took my money.
Yeah.
If I've ever seen a
Alright,
panel
so
for a
David,
DLC
you've been
mission,
the voice of Agent 47 for many years
not
now.
to be.
How
what's
do you
word
keep the
I'm
character
looking
fresh
for?
and engaging for both yourself and the fans?
Jaded.
How do I?
But
How do
it's
you keep the character fresh?
it's
Oh, well,
pretty
listen,
clear that the panel, the point
you
of
know
the
what, it's
panel
kind of
isn't
easy. I
because
don't
it's a
know if you have
DLC
this
mission.
thing,
It's because they
but,
have
when I treat
a critically
Agent
acclaimed,
47 as my
high-profile
best friend, as
actor
I mentioned
who has
earlier,
agreed to be
so
on the panel
kinda
for their
thinking,
very first
I'm gonna have a
showcase.
good time hanging
That's
out with
why
my
he's
best
there.
friend. We'll work it
Which
out.
is fine.
And
That's a
here's
very
the other
smart
thing.
move. This was
I know
a
he's
very
this, emotionless,
intelligent
character
marketing decision on their
without
part.
feelings
I
and
applaud
without
it.
Moral. He's a killing machine. But I treat him sort of like a Frankenstein's monster in a way that
Caused
he's
severe paper cuts. Hope you got
somewhat
extra pay
deep,
for that
deep
stunt.
down inside, he's
I'm sure he
looking
was well compensated.
for some kind of humanity. And though the dialogue is written very ice cold, and it should be delivered that way, I tried to sneak in some kind of curiosity about how it might feel and to kill, or to what's this person going through. And secondly,
Gambit
I
gets
think of
paid?
his backstory.
Gambit, who
about
are you referring
wanting
to?
know where he comes from. So it's a primitive thing, but I just keep having that in my head.
That's really cool. And Mads, you already talked about the difference between voice acting, being in the booth, and then being on set. Did you enjoy the experience?
Yeah, it was super fun. Both of the things were fun. It was obviously fun to revisit him for a number of reasons. Also to just see that even though he looks young in the game, his voice is kind of more rusty now.
Wow.
It's apparently my mistake. No, it was super fun. I mean, you rarely get the chance to revisit a character in the movie business. You might do it on theater, but in the movie business, it's over, it's done, and then, what is it? Is it 18 years? Yeah, 18 years ago I did that character, and then he looked good, and I was happy to see him again.
Oh, you still look good. All right, so you face off.
Show ain't
Agent
over.
47.
No, they're doing
Who is the
a
world's best
second
assassin?
panel and Q&A.
In another high-stakes
I'll
poker
return
game,
for
how will
Halo.
Chief go about
I
neutralizing
understand, Sam.
such a
Completely
fearsome
understand,
opponent?
brother. We'll do a Halo stream soon.
Well, obviously, Le Chiffre normally has henchmen.
Easily
and
the
people
best
to do the dirty
ex-crew
work.
member.
So, in terms of assassin, it's obviously.
Oh, I understand. You were saying Gambit because of the card
if you
thing. I
face
didn't
him,
know that that was
his
in
environment,
response
I
to
think
the
it's gonna be
extra pay
it's
for the
gonna be a
card
little
stunts.
uphill battle for him.
I'm very tired. It's
Yeah,
basically
I think
my
you're right.
bedtime.
I mean, you mentioned earlier to me that it's not just about me trying to kill you by winning.
Timothy
poker.
Bond?
There's a lot more going on. And I think
Who, the guy center right?
I don't know. When James Bond stands there, you're kind of going, yeah, it's gonna end well. But I think it feels more even. The playground, the playing field feels much more even, which is cool.
Yeah, and if you were playing Hitman yourself, Mads.
If I'm playing
Yeah,
Lucifer?
if you were playing the game yourself.
Or if I was playing Hitman trying to kill myself?
Yeah. would you go in head on, or would you be stealthy about it?
I really can't answer that, but I know who's gonna really enjoy killing me, my son. I mean, there's like a ton of ways to
Very
get,
charming way to
past
avoid
my
that
character,
question.
And I can't wait to see his face going like, I have to do this again. So that's gonna be fun. I mean, yeah, I mean, you're obviously playing Hitman, and it's
Go
a
for another
strange
8 hours.
for me to imagine
Damn,
that.
dude, I applaud it.
Well, I'll download it. I'll play it. We'll see where it goes.
So if you had to give Agent 47 one piece of advice for his mission
47
against
are in
you,
different realms.
Well,
Bond knows his
yeah,
boss and gets agency and mission
give
decisions.
Agent
47 does
47
what he's
advice?
told.
Oh.
Why would I? Yeah, I think it would be a smart choice to beat me at poker. That would be the easiest way for him. And if he can't do that, it's an uphill battle.
Yeah.
Very smooth way.
I
Smooth
think
way.
you're right.
Charming way to answer that.
It's not going to be easy.
Mads is a
Kill him
class
this way.
act. He is clearly.
I would just say this. I never
He's
thought
very
of it
humble.
before. Your son's going to be out there.
I think he's
killing
handling
you.
this panel very,
Well, I
very
have
well.
news
Probably
for you.
playing right now.
Oh no. Well, listen. I walked in on my daughter when she was playing Absolution.
We need to get
some
to
years
the
ago, and she turned around
Q&A
and said,
because
"Dad,
we got
it's
3
so
guys just
cool
sitting here not saying
hearing
anything.
your
And I know they
voice
have
in
things
my
to
ears
say.
as I strangle this nun."
Hitman 2 on PS2 when it came
I
out.
thought,
I've
"Can we
only
just
played
keep
Blood
that
Money, but I'm
inside
excited
the
to play
room,
it.
please?" Yeah, so good luck.
That's incredible. So, Christian, what core themes or tone did you want to capture in the Bond story that sets it apart from previous interpretations of the film or the games?
Well, first of all, we're changing subject here.
Oh, yeah,
But
getting serious.
Absolutely, I just want to say it's absolutely a blessing to just see the two of you together, and like for us to dream about it, Hakan and I, as you can probably imagine, it's been a really, really special mission for us, and it's been really enjoyable. Regarding a Bond, I think what we really wanted to find at the core was a young version. We kind of talked about the difference between who's 007 and who's James Bond as a concept. Trying to
Newspaper
find out,
articles, summaries, and Blood Money. It was a cool mechanic.
how does he
Oh,
also
dude,
talk
I
about
vaguely remember that. I'm so excited to get back into these
so we needed to
games.
figure out who is he in his sort of his raw form, and what does being an agent actually do to him. And I think that's what we're really interested and curious about in the game as well.
That's really cool. So, can you tease any
Mads
unique
is missing
mechanics or
Kojima
innovations
and
that
Ritas. They're
this game
usually
apart
with
from
him while
other
he's
stealth
surrounded
or
by
action
nerds.
titles?
Right?
Well,
No,
think
I mean Mads has been.
interesting
He's a
about
professional
the
actor.
well-known
I'm
from
sure he
the
is
game,
well
also
versed
freedom of approach, and
in
obviously
writers
Bond is a
and
little bit
nerdy
different, but
lore
he has a
people. Like
really
I this is
he's a
walking.
young
He
voice.
worked with Kojima.
He
Kojima is a
He
nerd.
also happens to have a lot
What
of
are you
experience.
talking about?
wanted
Kojima
to capture
fucking
that.
based Metal
I think the
Gear on
biggest piece
Terminator.
for us was to make
Well, at
this
least the character.
seamless
This Hitman game has a Jean-Claude Van Damme mission.
physical melee action.
I
and
mean, yeah, that's kind of one of their gimmicks is they
combat.
bring in
So it feels
celebrities
like
for different
you have
missions.
a lot of options, whether you're in sort of an action part of the game, or whether you're more like, using your skills as a spy.
To be honest, I can't imagine another duo of games that fit more perfectly together, that share the same mechanics and everything. Yeah.
Didn't recognize Mads. He's
So
getting up there in
let's
age.
switch it a little bit. Adam.
He looks great for his age,
Mind's Eye
though.
looks
He
like
looks
it blends
better in
narrative
his.
depth with
I think he
action.
might
What's
be
the
in his
core
late
experience
50s.
you want players
Got to
to
get
walk
revved
away
up
with?
somehow. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've really.
He
strived
looks
to
better in his late
create
50s than I look in my
cinematic
late
story.
20s.
I think the kind of key experience one players have is kind of feel like
Chainsaw
they're
Man.
playing
Does he
through a
actually know
Tarantino
that?
movie, but
That's pretty
they
cool.
get to be the protagonist. They get to be in control of the action. And they get to go between these wonderful action set pieces. They get to immerse themselves and kind of meet interesting characters. And then just like high action, tension, and drama and spectacle. And we're really excited to get players in Red Rock on Tuesday.
That's Exactly, Tuesday. That's wild. And what would you say sets Mind's Eye apart?
Wonder what
from
Mads
other
Mikkelsen's
narrative-led
favorite
games in
console
terms
is.
of,
We gotta be a
gameplay
PS2
or
fan.
structure?
I doubt this guy has played more
Yeah, I
than
mean, certainly there's
15
kind
minutes of a
few
video game in
unique
his
things I'd
life.
say. I mean, in particular,
It's not an insult,
you
by
know,
the way.
we're
He's
trying
just.
to strike this balance between
I
having a very
just
well
do.
paced
He
story,
doesn't strike me
but
as
then
someone who
also
plays
giving
video
players lots of
games.
opportunities, have, like,
You
kind
wish
of
you were
experiences
Mads. I
and
think a lot of
adventures.
people probably
And
do.
I think Play Mind's Eye is a really elegant way to do that. As you're playing the story, you encounter these portals, and they give you a glimpse into into characters' backstories. Sometimes they just slice the fun gameplay. But if you don't want to kind of like break your immersion, or kind of like you just want to press through the story, they're waiting for you in the Play Mind's Eye menu, and that's a place we're going to be populating.
Beer's
with
better
lots
for
of great
one.
content.
Yeah, he looks
Every
great.
few weeks there'll be new stuff in there, new bits of gameplay. And I
PSP
think it's
chat.
going to be really exciting for players.
Yeah, and Hakan, the man himself, with Hitman: World of Assassination now seen
Dungeons
as a
and
modern
Dragons
classic
player.
of stealth gaming. How
Do you think
view
he's
the
even
franchise's
attempted to
role
start
in
Death Stranding?
defining
No.
IOI as a studio
No,
today?
I don't think so. I think he's probably had some people play it
Hitman
and
has
show
been,
him his
without
scenes,
a doubt, our,
and that was it.
flagship, franchise. It all started with
OC Donut Steel.
In a cellar, and 25 years later, here we are. And I would say many good games we've done throughout the years, but Hitman: World of Assassination is kind of the culmination of long time coming of a franchise that really found itself, found its platform, and it's something we started 13 years ago, 14 years ago, envisioning and working on it, and then starting it like from one episode to one game to 3 games, all melded into one universe. And it's been a long road, but like as you saw today with the co-op edition, which we are extremely excited about, it's something that when we say it never sleeps, it never ends, we mean it.
That's beautiful.
I mean,
everything that has been said,
utilizing like the live service method.
Right now. Thank you so
they
much
have
for
been
today. I
carrying
want to open it up to the
Hitman
room
for a
any
while.
Questions? I'm like, how do we do this? Oh, you have a mic. Okay, so.
Khan is a cool name. It is
yeah,
cool.
hands up if you have a question. We got one right here.
What a
in the
class
middle.
act.
In
He's
the
even
middle,
trying to help
in
him
the
out
middle.
with
Oh.
Q&A.
We got a mic.
You guys-
Mic is
oh,
moving.
Okay, we're gonna start on the edge, I guess.
Hi. So one of my questions is specifically for talking about the new Bond game.
Good.
Bond has had different types of pacing depending on the era of film that he's in. So I wanted to know, for First Light, are you all looking more towards a specific Bond? Are you moving faster or slower? And how are you all kind of drawing your inspirations from the different film eras?
That
of
is
the character?
that is too specific and elaborate of a question to not be planted. Right? That's a really good question.
Well, I think we've been asking ourselves that question: what is actually the inspiration for our Bond? But I think from the get-go, we tried to kind of leave that out. There's so many good legacy from 60 years of this franchise, but we're really the whole spirit and core of First Light is to create something original.
Who's the most
something that
iconic
stands
Bond?
on its own.
Connery? Yes.
Something
It's
that
honestly
we can
okay. Connery is
call our
iconic.
Bond for the
Brosnan,
gamers.
if you're talking
And,
objectively,
so, I
Brosnan
think
is
it's
probably the
difficult,
most recognizable
to
Bond
say he's
because
more like Roger
GoldenEye,
Moore or
Nightfire,
Sean
Everything or
Connery
Nothing,
and whatnot. I
and
think
then the film.
he
He
is
was in the
his
films. He
own-
was in the games. He was in the
own
comics.
gunman.
He was the
I
the
think,
mid to late '90s, early 2000s Bond.
Where he differs the
And
most
that's
is
where the
he's
the
not,
Bond
like,
media
on top of his
saturation was
game,
just at its height.
very comfortable
So
in tuxedos. and
Brosnan's
with
probably
It's
the
actually something
most
you'll learn along the way, right? So it's a young
recognizable
man,
Bond.
very
I like the
hopeful, very
gentle
optimistic.
pacing curve from
That's
the
gonna
older Bond
grow
movies. The new ones are
through
more
this,
Bourne vibes than Bond.
experience.
And
So
also,
I
they're
like to
not.
say,
Yeah, they are
that,
Bourne movies more than
hopefully
Bond.
you'll feel that
I
as
totally
well
think that was
when
organic.
it's
Well,
in your hands.
maybe it was. If it was, what a
hopefully something,
fantastic question.
Unique and unsown.
I also prefer Connery's movies.
Hello? Hello, hi.
Q&As are so dangerous.
First of all, First Hitman I ever played was on Dreamcast. I'm aging myself here. You guys are amazing. Yes,
It's my favorite Bond. Tomorrow Never Dies is a great movie.
Yeah,
I think Tomorrow Never Dies is probably the second weakest Brosnan film. Die Another Day is just one of the worst Bond films. I think it's The World Is Not Enough is one of my favorites. I cannot get enough of The World Is Not Enough. What did you think of the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare? I haven't seen it yet. It looks fun, and I am kind of a Henry Cavill fanboy, so gotta watch it at some point. But I haven't seen it yet. Looks great.
I don't have a setting. There's no sets. But the other one was more physical. That we were dressed up in green tights and had dots on our faces and a camera up here. And luckily, I wasn't the only one. So and here it
cool
was,
opening song from Madonna. Though. I even think the song is weak. I think it's one of the weaker songs too.
About it, and then I went into the studio and I did the voice for it. So there was a difference for sure. Both had one thing in common. I had no idea what was going on. I had a hunch, but so what I saw today was just mind-blowing fun because I in a film, I will be in
She got paid for that question. Die Another Day is bad. World Is Not Enough is great, and I like the game too on the 64. Yeah, I'm really excited to do a video on the World Is Not Enough game as well. Yeah, World Is Not Enough is fantastic. And I also kind of suspect that question was planted.
Thank you all for your time this evening. Very much appreciated. I want to get to the topic earlier about how Bond and Hitman share a lot of connective tissue, a lot of similarities. While that is an advantage, it also creates a bit of a pitfall. You don't want to make a Bond game that resembles Hitman a little too much. So what is the team doing to kind of avoid that and make sure that the two can stand by themselves?
Are any of these questions real?
So I think you're absolutely spot on.
That's another
to even imagine building a Bond
really good question.
Where is it not Hitman and where
I know he's a good actor and all that, so it could be a front, but Mad seems cool and just chill to be there. Well, first off, he's probably getting paid a lot of money, so that probably helps. But I also think he probably is just very relaxed. He looks tired. He looks like he's kind of ready for it to be over, but I think he is very humble probably and grateful to have the opportunities.
Going on? Like,
these questions seem I don't think any of these questions are organic.
Writers typically have to
which, you know,
what they write
fair enough.
Not see it. They can miss it. I think
I don't want it to seem like I'm ragging them for that because, by the way, if it were my event and I was planning a big event that was going to be live streamed, no one would be given the chance for organic questions. I would not let that happen. Do you think I'm going to let some random dude that I don't know be given a mic while I'm live streaming to millions of people? No. Not happening. So if these questions are planned, that's probably a better idea, and I'm totally fine with it. I know I'm ignoring this guy's question or answer or whatever, but I'm probably just a lot of jargon.
Inject as much of that as possible.
Hey, yo, bro, here with my trucker hat and my thesaurus with a simple question for you.
Okay, we're gonna take one more question because we want to give everyone time to go play the demos out in the lobby, okay?
And also, you gotta let these people like Mads go back to work, go home.
Can you all hear me? Okay, there you go. Quick question about the characterization of some of the kind of iconic characters in the 007 franchise. We see a new take on not only Bond, but a new take on all of those characters as well. Can you talk a little bit about how important it was to kind of change that up as well for the team and give a new, fresh take on some of the iconic characters that we've seen in that series?
Okay, yeah, I'll happy to answer that. So obviously, like
I don't know if I believe that one was real either.
There's
it's bad enough letting chat derail you on stream. Yeah, no, if it was a planned event that I was dumping millions of dollars to rent venue, buy food, set up technology, pay actors, pay support, pay staff, the last fucking thing I'm going to do is let some rando get a mic and ask whatever question he wants to a world-renowned actor like Mads Mikkelsen, who is literally considered the crown jewel of Denmark, I believe. I believe he is their, what's the word they use? It's their...
I'd like to remind everyone that we're going to continue to do interviews in the lounge.
Every country has one, but whatever.
But we are going to conclude that for the night. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for everyone who's watching.
Games journalists, that makes
it.
It's probably all games journalists.
They deserve it all. Thank you so much.
Who is iconic from Bond? Judi Dench, the guy. Yes. M, Q, Moneypenny, Bond are all iconic. I assume Blofeld is probably going to make an appearance, or at least get hinted at. Spectre. Is the event done now? Was that it? Did I just talk over that last question? I didn't even hear the answer. That's my bad, fellas. Okay, it might be over for real now. I guess it's over. Like a flash. Dude, he's probably tired. He showed up at SGF just a couple of hours ago. He was on he's had a long fucking night. He wants to go home. He wants to go to his hotel room, go to sleep. Okay, I think that's it for the... Yeah, we're back to trailers. All right, guys, let's take a couple of final thoughts. What do you guys think? Do we have any thoughts about the showcase?
Target is the elusive shadow banker, known only as Le Chiffre, a financial mastermind.
What do we think, guys? Let's have a few last comments before I wrap it up for the night and I go to sleep myself. Personally, I think it was a cool conference. My actual thoughts on it are, I think this was a foundation conference. I think they wanted to do a conference where they didn't have a lot on the line, to let them work out these kinks, get more familiar with what it's like to run a conference. Because you'll notice they didn't actually announce anything new. Everything they showed had been showed before. I think that this was them... I think they want next year's conference to be big. I think they're probably going to do an IOI showcase next year, and I think it's going to be a lot bigger. And I think this one was just them letting the world know it's like, hey, we're doing our own showcases now. It's a little bit rough. We're working out the kinks. This was a statement piece. This was not as big as they're going to go in the future. That's my thoughts. Spent all night being called by Jeff Keighley asking questions about Kojima. Probably. Not particularly hyped myself, but I'll watch a video of the new content if you come up with anything. Of course, yeah, it's coming. It's coming, for sure. Hopeful for Bond. Not too much interest in the other games. Hitman DLC cool as well. What's really cool is that it's free. Would probably give all the games a go. They're making a play to start occupying a similar niche to CDPR. If you're talking about the conference, every fucking developer does conferences now. Like, that's just the way. It's like streaming services. Every developer wants to have their own conference. Probably not super wise to spend your money on that, but maybe it is because it's tax write-off. Maybe it actually is a smart way. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's beneficial that they write off these conferences on their taxes. It looks like they're playing the demo. It looks like a fun thing. Like, there's a lot of conferences that I would not go to if I was invited. I feel like, but the IOI showcase, this feels kind of grassroots a little bit. It doesn't feel quite as corporate as some of the other ones. The mistakes, I think, give it a lot of personality. Whenever these conferences go over super fucking well and it's all super smooth, it always feels a little bit corpo. This feels a lot like the people at IOI were excited about the probability of doing their own conference. They put their own, they put themselves on stage. I really feel like this was an exciting thing for them, and I appreciate them kind of going out there and doing this. So that's my thought. I think it's cool. It was a cool showcase. They didn't really show anything, but like I said, this was probably foundation work. This was them saying, hey, we're doing conferences now, and next year we can probably look forward to more. It's always good to see mistakes and people reacting like humans. Look, that's only going to get more refreshing. Now that the more AI becomes popular and prominent and common, seeing human mistakes is going to feel increasingly more charming and welcome and warm. So I think that I'm just a little bit more attuned to that for some reason, because I'm picking up on it a lot sooner. But I think a lot of people are going to start really preferring when we see little mistakes like that. Which, you know, not to go on an off-topic tangent, but whenever I fuck up and say words like grievous, I pronounce it grievous, or mess up a date in my Obi-Wan video, it is fucking insane to me that people will be like, oh, this is AI. That happens to me. I've gotten like over a dozen comments of people saying my videos are AI slop. Or like that my voiceover is AI. It's not AI, it's just produced. AI doesn't pronounce grievous. That's a distinctly human mistake. Sorry, I just, that's getting old. Never be popular, cool with me. It's probably a good take. Have a good sleep, Evan. Viscera purchased and downloaded, so that will be this afternoon. Have a great one, everyone. Yeah, guys, I'll see you soon. Might be doing a Dark Ages exclusive stream soon. Definitely Monday night. Jedi Starfighter. If you're still watching, my video on Jedi Starfighter comes out this Sunday at 11 o'clock Eastern, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. It's already out for members, so if you're a member of the channel, you can go watch my Jedi Starfighter already right now. If you're not a member, it becomes available to the public 11 a.m. Eastern Standard this Sunday, and I'm currently working on the script for Jack 3. And you guys can look forward. You're obviously AI, aren't we all at this point? I get told I'm AI all the time. And we can all look forward to I'll be live streaming again, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard this Monday, probably playing Doom the Dark Ages. Thanks again for joining me for the IO live stream, everybody. It's been a blast. I've loved having you all here, and hopefully I will see you on Monday. Thanks again, guys.